All right. Hey guys, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm happy to see you guys again. So, we are going to talk about wellness today. Does anyone know what wellness means? No? Okay. That's all right. That's really good. So I know during like PE and stuff, when you guys are working out and running around and everything, you guys may have heard the word wellness, and that's kind of what you're doing in PE. You're moving, getting your body moving, getting your blood pumping and everything, and that's a part of wellness. It helps us feel better sometimes too. So are you guys ready for long, drawn out category or standard that we're going to be talking about today? So here we go. Apply critical literacy thinking skills related to personal, family, and community wellness. So that's a long standard or a long sentence. So what that means to me is before we figure out how to apply critical literacy and thinking skills, we have to first understand what wellness means, right? And then how we can gain the skills to apply it to our personal, family, and then our community. And we talked the last time, our community can be anything from the people in our neighborhood, the people in our state, or the people in our classrooms and our school, right? Because that's a community too. So, we'll go to the next slide. What I want you guys to gain from this is you'll be able to identify and explain skills related to personal, family, and community wellness. So, those skills could include different ways to exercise. So like when you're outside and you're running around, you're riding your bike, that's part of exercise too, right? So maybe being able to tell your family how to be healthy. So maybe it could go with eating healthy or making good choices, such as instead of picking the chips and the french fries and the hamburgers, which we all love, right? 'Cause I love those. Maybe we'll pick a salad, or maybe we'll pick a healthy option instead of getting like ground beef. Maybe we'll get turkey.
Broccoli.
Like broccoli. I love that.
Carrots.
And carrots. Those are great options. Those are great vegetables. And that deals with our wellness and our well-being, right? So we're going to be doing some questions, and one of the questions is, what is wellness? So we'll get to that in just a moment. All right. So my target audience is you guys, my sixth grade class. We will review the questions, we'll watch a video, and then we'll complete a Venn diagram. I'll say this really quick. Is that okay? All right, so this is what a Venn diagram looks like again. Remember, it's compare and contrast, and in the middle, we'll put things that are similar. And then on the back are the questions. And so we'll go over the questions really quickly. So, number one is, what does wellness mean? Number two, what is personal wellness? Number three, what is community wellness? And then number four is kind of a fun one. What do you think the difference between personal wellness and community wellness is? So don't worry, I don't expect you guys to be able to answer all of those questions right away. But as we go on, you'll be able to answer them. As always, if we don't get through the whole lesson today, we'll continue the lesson at a later date. And if we only get through this part and the video, that's okay too. So we'll just keep moving. So at the end of this health unit, and our health unit doesn't just mean that it's one day, right? This unit is designed to take about 2 weeks, so it'll be broken down into smaller chunks, depending on how well we decide that we are going to be engaged with it, or if we have to figure out some other things to differentiate the unit with, we can definitely do that. You'll be able to identify and explain skills related to personal, family, and community wellness. So, going to the next one. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Undertaker.
Who? Tell me again.
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker, okay. Oh my gosh, I know both of those. How about you? Do you have a favorite wrestler?
Yes.
Who's your favorite wrestler? The Rock. Uh-huh.
And also Jay Uso.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool. So, I'm an old man, right? And so, my favorite wrestler is Hulk Hogan. He had like the Hulkamania. He was before The Rock, right? And he kind of was wrestling when Russell Brand was wrestling too, right? So he kind of he became a huge wrestling star, then he became a huge movie star for a little bit, and then he went back to wrestling. So that's my favorite. I really, really like the Hulk. I like Russell Brand. I like The Undertaker. I like The Rock, of course. So those are all great options. What do you guys think wrestlers have in common?
Strong.
The strong.
Some are tall.
Yeah.
And some of them good music when you walk out.
Yeah, I like the music when they walk out. So I love the tall, the strong, and the music. What do you think the wrestlers have in common? You don't have anything right now, that's okay too. Okay, awesome. Thanks for letting me know. So, being tall, being strong, being fit is all part of, guess what? Wellness. It's all part of personal wellness. And it's community wellness. They're all a community, right? So, we're going to watch a video really quick, and then we're going to go over the questions that pertain to the video that we just watched, and then some information that may not have been covered in the video, okay? So we'll get the video started right now.
You can go down to classes.
quick, I wanted to pause it really fast because we learned about connect, be active, or being active, and then taking notice, right? So if we go back to our wrestlers who we talked about a little bit earlier, what do you think they connected with? Who do you think they connected with? To being strong, tall, they went to the gym, right? So that's part of the community, right? So they found like some neighbors, they connected with people, and they built connections that will support and enrich them, right? So that's super important. Why do you guys think you guys take PE with your class or with a group of other kiddos?
So we can run more faster, like if the teacher blows a whistle and we can't run that fast, and that why we always have to have PE because we gotta work out up there,
Right.
and then we have to run around for a lap, and then so we can get better at running.
Good job. Thank you so much. So it's all about building that community so you have somebody else to do it with, right? So being able to run, being able to be active, being able to have somebody as part of building that connection with somebody. The next part was be active, and you already covered that. The running, the doing something every day, right? What do you like to do outside?
Have fun with friends.
Yes, I love that. So that's part of being active, that's part of building a connection, and that's part of taking notice. And then that's also part of learning too, right? So that's our next part. We're gonna keep learning. So we'll get ready to restart the video again, and we will go with keep learning, and then we'll cover keep learning and our very last one, and then we'll stop the video. Okay. All right, the end, exactly. Thank you. So,
Not quite yet.
we'll be done in just a few minutes because I know that you guys have to get going to your next class. So, really quick, we won't have time to really go over the questions because again, I know you guys have to go. You wanna come sit down real quick? So I wanted to just go over, just give you guys the answers really fast. Thank you for sitting. Okay, so we just watched a video on well-being, which goes hand in hand with wellness, right? As we talked about with wrestlers, we have to make sure, they have to make sure that they're personal wellness is intact, they have to also make sure their well-being is intact. Otherwise, they're not gonna wanna go to the gym, they're not gonna wanna work out. So, what does wellness mean? It means exactly what we just talked about, being in good health, right? Number two, what is personal wellness? So, the long definition is state of total body well-being, right? So, I just think personal wellness as thinking of your total body. What is community wellness? So we didn't talk much about community wellness, but we did talk about connections in the video. So it's your overall health of a common group of people. So when we go back to like Roman Reigns, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, they all had community wellness. They all wanted, even though they were rivals at times, they all wanted each other to be strong and be their best, right? So number four, what do you think the difference between personal wellness and community wellness is? What do you think? If personal wellness is focused on you being in good health, community wellness is part of your community, everybody. What do you think the difference is?
Some people have different feelings and different face
Right, right?
and body, arms,
Right.
legs.
Right. And so if we think of all of that, having a different face, having a different body, that could kind of go with community, right? Everybody's different, but they all come together for the common good of the community, right? And then if we think of personal, again, that's ourselves, right? That's the way that we work out and everything like that. But in order to make everything work, we have to have the community as well, right? We have to have that support and build those connections. So, okay guys, we learned a little bit about, excuse me, we learned a little bit about how to identify the difference between personal and community wellness. We also learned what wellness meant, which was being in good health. We won't have time to complete the Venn diagram today, and that's totally okay for the sake of time. But I want you guys to just keep on thinking about wellness. Think about what you can do at home to practice good wellness. Think about what you could say to your family, because that's part of your community, on what they could do to be a little bit healthier as well. And then we always just try our best, right? All right, thank you guys so much.